Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day so far. So for today's video, it's a good old monthly favourites. I feel like it's been ages since I did a monthly favourites because last month I did my mid-year half-yearly favourites. So I didn't have one in June. So it's been a minute and I have a very small select number of products here. I haven't gone wild. This month has been one where I've just picked up things I wanted to pick up. There haven't been a huge slew of new releases that I've been able to get my mitts on here in the UK at least. So I haven't reviewed a huge number of new products. These are products that a couple are new, but mostly these are just things that I've wanted to pick up or I managed to pick up this month and wanted to share my absolute favourites with you and a couple of fails. So let's start off with what's on my eyes because I feel like this is an eye look that people are going to want to know about. Okay, this eye look comes from the Natasha Denona 5 pan. I picked this up, I talked about this in my latest haul video. This is what number is it? Number 3, palette 3 of her eyeshadow palette 5s, her 5 pan eyeshadow palette. This is number 3 and I've had my eye on this one for a little while. I've had my eye on this 5 pan format from Natasha Denona. I don't know any others. This is my first one that isn't a midi or a larger size palette or one of her mini palettes which is different to the 5 pans. And yeah, I've just never really known which one to pick up. But I started this hunt for this colour story after purchasing the Wayne Goss palette, his last release, and I just got really hungry for this kind of smoky grey blue type of look, and I've been looking for this kind of colour story ever since. And once I saw this colour story and it was from Natasha Denona, I snapped it up because I knew the quality was going to be there, I knew the formula was going to be there, and this was exactly what I was looking for, these smoky grey blues. Here is the palette close up. It is just absolutely to die for. Let's give you a close-up of the actual eye look so you can see. I mean, I live for it. I live and breathe. It's just everything I was hoping for. I feel like these kind of smoky blue grey tones are very flattering on my blue eyes. This shade, this matte, I mean, all the mattes in here, they aren't her creamy matte formula, but they are creamy mattes, if that makes sense. This shimmer, I like to use the middle blue shimmer and then like kind of top it at the front of the eye with this one. And I mean, these are just absolutely everything. They're to die for. I love this palette. It seems to be, I don't know, I don't think it's been discontinued, but it seems pretty tricky to find. So I don't know if it's still available. I think I like snapped up the last one at Selfridges, but if you can find this, this colour story, I dare you to find a better palette, and it's just so cohesive. You don't need anything else. It does everything. I didn't actually use, this was the only shade I didn't use today, which is this last bottom shade here, but I mean, just, I don't even need that one. That was perfection, and I'm absolutely obsessed. Live, breathe, die. It's not very summery, but I don't care. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. So on to another eyeshadow while we're in Eye Town, while we're taking a trip to Eye Village, is the new Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize. I picked up both new shades of these and did a whole video review on these if you would like to see, try on, etc. Now, the Pillow Talk shade, personally for me, I could take it or leave it. The formula is there, it's nice. It's just a little muted on my skin tone. It just doesn't show that much. It's very, very soft and understated, which is fine. I just still feel like that makes it an easy pass. If you have something similar, it's not spectacular on the eye. These are a little soft because they've been getting a little hot lately in my bedroom, but this is the Walk of No Shame color, and this one I love. I just think the formula of this one, I mean, the formula on both of these is gorgeous. As far as cream shadows go, like, I had no issues use, and I'm really not a cream, cream person at all, but cream shadow definitely not. Walk on No Shame, just much more flattering, I feel, on my skin tone, much more my kind of shade, much more vibrant on the eyes, and just really beautiful. A very, very good one and done eyeshadow for me. Like this on the lid, buffed out, and on the lower lash line, it's just all you need, and I think it's really gorgeous. I really was pleasantly surprised by those. I just hope they don't melt any further in this hot weather we are having. I'm gonna have to start investing in some kind of air conditioning for my makeup storage, because we don't have air conditioning here in the UK. That's why we are always complaining about how hot it is, because air conditioning just doesn't exist in houses here, and yeah, everything's melting, including us. So next up, a cheek palette that I've been absolutely loving this month, and it's the Orgasm on the Beach from Nars. I mean, Nars can do no wrong when it comes to cheek products, but especially when it comes to these cheek palettes. This, I mean, I knew I would love this. I had my eye on it as soon as it was released here. I bought it and then it was gifted to me in PR, so I ended up with two. Luckily, I was able to return the one that I purchased, and I was just so excited when I got this in the post. It was just so unexpected. I didn't expect to get it, and I really, really wanted the palette anyway. Would have bought it, well, did buy it anyway, so that was such a treat. And I knew that this orange blush, I knew I was going to love that. This shade in the middle is Orgasm, so I obviously already own it. This I was very excited about, and this shade as well, these blush shades. I really didn't expect to even really use the highlights. I don't really know why. Not that I have had a bad experience with NARS highlights before. I just thought I was more excited about the blush, okay? You know me, I'm a blush girl. I just really didn't think that the highlights were going to wow me, going to be that exciting, but they are gorgeous. They are absolutely gorgeous. I must swatch Orgasm, just like, you know, at least complete the thing, Charlotte. Come on, let's not faff about. So this is the whole palette, but these highlights, actually, I tend to mix them together, just swirl my brush in the two, and they're gorgeous. Very, very beautiful, very smooth on the skin. This whole palette, I feel like what NARS does with cheek palettes is they make cheek palettes that you will absolutely use every shade in here. There's no like, oh, I'm not going to use these two, or these two won't work on me, or I don't really like that one. You will use every shade in here, and this is no exception. It's absolutely gorgeous. The packaging, just the old boob cleanup there, is as always divine. I'm absolutely in love with it, in heaven with it. Love the whole palette, as expected, as I knew that I would. Doodle 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 doo. That's probably going to get a copyright strike, isn't it? Moving on to something else on my eyes this month, the Bite Beauty Mascara. I love you. I love it. There's a spoiler alert. I love it. That's the whole tea. There you go. Moving on. Only joking. You know, it's never that simple with me. Bite Beauty arrived at Boots this month. This month? Yes, I think so. And the only thing I cared about at that moment when I learned this information was this mascara. I've seen everybody I know raving about this. A lot of you guys have told me, have you tried it? Have you tried it? Bite Beauty until this month was not available in the United Kingdom. And I actually put this in my cart on Bite Beauty's website and was fully prepared to pay all the crazy shipping and taxes and everything else on top of it, because that's how badly I wanted to try it. But I thought, no, that's ridiculous. And literally around that time, it just popped up on Boots's kit. Boots is living like the dream right now. They are just getting a new brand, a new amazing brand every single month. New brands are arriving there. They're like quickly coming for Sephora's crown in the UK. Sephora didn't want to come here, so forget about you, Sephora. We don't need you now, because Boots are killing the game. We just need them to get Natasha Denona and Pat McGrath, and our lives will be complete. I think I don't think they have Charlotte. Do they have Charlotte Tilbury yet? I don't know. There's a few more they need to pick up, but we are getting there. Bite Beauty was one that I was very excited about, just purely for this mascara. Please let me know anything else I need to try from Bite Beauty. This is the first product I've tried from them, and it's a absolute winner. This is the brush. It's one of those sort of hourglass shaped brushes. It's not a shaped mascara brush that I've previously thought I loved or was obsessed with. It's not one that I look for, you know, when I see a mascara. Generally, I like the sort of comby type bristles. I like the more rubbery, spiky type of bristles. So it wasn't one that when I saw the brush, I was like, yes, that's a bit of me. But it is stunning mascara. What I find is very special about this one in particular versus some of the other ones that I love is that it gets the job done very, very quickly. It's definitely like a one coat mascara. I actually don't often have a successful second coat with this mascara. I feel like if I go in with a second coat, it's kind of too much. I feel like my lashes start doing strange things, going in strange directions. But one coat, very, very quickly, like a few passes of the brush, and I'm done with the most gorgeous, dramatic, voluminous, separated, gorgeous, lifted lashes. It's gorgeous on bottom lashes as well, which is always a bonus for me, that I don't have to use a different one. I don't have to wipe all the product off, because that middle part of the hourglass goes perfectly on the lower lashes without transferring. I don't get any smudging throughout the day, or like it touching my under eye area or moving or transferring anywhere. It's an absolutely bomb mascara, as advertised, as everybody told me it was. I love it. Now, if you've been paying attention, if you've been here before, I picked up a new shade of the Pat McGrath under eye powder that I'm obsessed with. Already loved it, already had the light and the medium shade. Decided out of curiosity to try the yellow shade, the banana powder. Previously, I've not gotten well with banana powders or these yellow tinted powders. I tried the Fenty one and it was like yellow. It was yellow. I mean, I know they said it was yellow, but this was yellow. Like, it turned me into a Simpson character, and I wasn't sure what was happening. It was not okay. It was not a good thing. So I've been nervous. So that's why I've delayed picking this up. This has been out a while now. It seemed to be aimed at my kind of skin tone, that sort of medium to tan skin tone. But yeah, I didn't want to be a Simpson again. So I avoided trying it for a while. And then I watched a few reviews and I thought, let's just give it a go. Let's see how we get on. Maybe things will be different this time. And this is it for me. This is it for me. I have to use the medium shade in summer and the light shade in winter usually. I feel like I can use this shade, the yellow shade, all year round, and it's going to be just the right amount of brightening, just the amount of cancelling out discoloration with that yellow undertone. It's not going to be too yellow. It's not going to pull and leave a yellow cast on me. It's just the perfect shade. It has kind of slightly scuppered my plans to hit pan on the other two shades because I only want to use this one now, but it's absolutely the perfect shade for me all year round. I'm going to be using this one and that's it now. The others can just live the best lives in the bottom of my drawer forever. And I'm not sorry. Now, something else that has been hanging out in my drawer, awaiting its time to shine, is the Tatcha Liquid Silk Canvas, because actually my friend Morgan Turner sent this to me. She very kindly picked this one up for me and sent it to me because we can't get Tatcha here in the UK, and I really wanted to try the liquid, having been in love with the solid silk canvas for years now. My solid has finally run out, and so I've started using this in the last week or so, and it's just heaven. As I thought in my first impressions when I did a comparison of the two side by side, this one has all the great things about the solid, but it's just, I like the pump. Has a little pumperoo just there. You see it? It's there. I like the liquid formula better than the cream because it's just a bit more hygienic. It's easier just to use a small amount. You can control how much you're using a bit better. And it gives me, I feel like, a slightly more hydrated look to the skin. It's a little more of a dewy effect on the skin. So yeah, I think this is my preference. What I'm curious to see now is how long this lasts me, because the solid lasts a year and change. So I'm interested to see how long this one lasts in comparison to that one, but that's the only thing that could go wrong at this point. I'm loving it. I think it edges it slightly over the solid, or the cream. But yeah, so far, so very, very good. I just hope it doesn't run out in like 2 weeks. That will be a bummer. Something non-makeup-y now, just to mix things up, and I picked up 3 of the latest shades of OPI nail polish. This is, I think, is it a Malibu collection? Is that the theme? But I picked up 3 shades. I've been wearing these in my videos. I know you guys must have seen them. This is the shade L Matadoring You, a very gorgeous, like easy, everyday nude shade. Then we have Bonfire Serenade, which is a really lovely rich brown. And the standout for me is Marigolden Hour, because it's this gorgeous yellow and the formula is amazing in this colour. For a yellow, it's incredible. Absolutely love all 3 shades. For me, this one stands out because I have lots of shades like these two, for sure. I know lots of us do. But this yellow, it's like the perfect yellow for me because it's bright, it's summery, it's got that pop of colour. It's obviously a yellow, but there's something just a little muted about the yellow that makes it a bit more wearable and less kind of garish. For me, I'm not a big lover of bright nail colours, she says today, wearing the brightest one that she has. But honestly, normally this is like my jam. But there's something about this, it's just a little bit more muted and not as bright and neon of a yellow that I just love it. It's got like a hint of a mustardy tone to it. It's just so pretty, perfect for summer. As always, I feel like API just nail these like summer collections. Love all 3. Next, we have to talk about Sonia G. Oh, I was absolutely ecstatic to receive her Lotus collection gifted from Sonia and Beautylish. It just made my whole year. This set is just absolutely life-changing. The handles themselves are insanely gorgeous. I have a whole video using all of these brushes if you want to see them in more detail. The standouts for me, this foundation brush, just because the shape is quite unusual, I didn't think I'd really love it. I didn't think I'd use it a lot. I can't put it down. I can't stop using it. Every brush in here is very versatile, but this one, this is the detail brush. This is a game changer. I've just been using this with every time I do my highlight and my blush. This is the brush. I use it for both. And it's just the most delicate little wash of colour. It just is absolutely what I was missing in my collection. It's just amazing. These were my first eye brushes from Sonia in this collection. And now I can understand the hype and why everybody raves about her eye brushes. And even this little brush, which I have her Cheek Pro, but this brush is slightly different. It's a bit fluffier and lighter than the Cheek Pro. This is the cheek version for the Lotus. It's slightly different, bundled differently, and it's just light as air and the fluffiest brush ever. Absolutely divine. And then also this month, the Fusion brushes. Wow, again, this base, if I was to recommend 2 brushes from this collection, because these are available as singles, which is, I know, so amazing for lots of you. If you don't want to pick up the whole set, you just want to pick the brushes that you don't really have something that does that, or something that's really life-changing or going to change your makeup game. The Jumbo Base, highly recommend. Most amazing foundation brush. You also can use this, it's got that gorgeous slant cream bronzer. It's going to be amazing for. The other one that I'm absolutely obsessed with is the Classic Base, because this, again, the size is just perfect. Cream bronzer, blush, highlight, cream contour. It's going to do lots for you. It's very, very versatile. I mean, again, all these brushes are very versatile and they're just absolutely incredible. Sonia G can quite clearly just do no wrong in my mind. Next up, the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturiser. This is the oil-free version. I don't know that I consider myself a tinted moisturiser girl. You know, it's not very often that I choose to use tinted moisturisers, even in summer, which is when typically people reach for them. I don't that often. This one, I'm loving it. I think this might be my favourite tinted moisturiser of all time. I just think it's gorgeous. It's got a nice amount of coverage, as in it balances out redness, discoloration, evens my skin tone up, and that's about it. Very, very natural and beautiful on the skin. It's got a really creamy texture, which I like. It's got a nice amount of SPF in it, but nothing like insane, because obviously I use my separate SPF anyway, but you know, more is more when it comes to SPF. The tones, I always love the undertones of Laura Mercier's colours. They just suit my skin tone very well. I feel like she has great shades, and this is just, it's perfect amount of fresh, healthy, luminous skin without looking shiny and greasy, especially on hot days. I think it wears really nicely, very flattering on the skin. Just, yeah, absolute bomb. If you like tinted moisturisers, I think you love this one. It's bomb. Next up, I finally this month picked up the Olaplex shampoo and conditioner. I have a lot of Olaplex products, but I've always kind of not bothered with the shampoo and conditioner because In my mind, I'm thinking, how much difference is shampoo and conditioner going to make, you know? As long as you use masks and you use the oils and all of that. I felt like the shampoo and conditioner was just going to be like all the other shampoo and conditioners. And then I had my hair professionally coloured this month, and I was determined to be a good client, to do as my hairdresser said, to do all the things that she was asking me to do to maintain my colour and maintain my hair and the condition of it and everything. And I asked her, what should I be using shampoo and conditioner wise? And she was like, Olaplex. Get your Olaplex. She sold it to me. She knows what she's talking about. You know, she knows what's best for me and my hair. Totally trust her. And one of the other things that put me off buying this is I thought it was going to last like 5 minutes because the bottles are small. I usually buy like shampoo bottles that are like this big, ginormous ones to last me. So I thought this is going to run out really quickly, but what she told me is that you only need a small amount because they're very concentrated, and she told no lies. So I've used these a few times now, and it's true that you only need a very small amount of the shampoo, so it will last you a bit longer. It also smells delightful, which nobody told me. I think I thought it was just going to smell like chemicals or something. That smells like joy. That's what it smells like. And literally the first time I used this, my hair like changed overnight. Usually my hair, especially in summer, very humid here. In summer, my hair gets very frizzy, okay, and dry. Greasy in the roots, dry and frizzy everywhere else, and like a bush, like a lion's mane, if you can imagine that. But a greasy, scalped lion, okay? That's quite the picture. The first time I washed this, I always let my hair air dry. I hardly ever do anything else with it. I always let it air dry, and hence the reason it just gets bigger and bigger, like a bush, an unpruned bush at best. It's taken a dark turn. Oh, after it dried, after I used these for the first time, I was like, oh my goodness. My hair was like a dream, and it wasn't like it was so slippery and shiny because it's been coated. I feel like really cheap shampoos from the drugstore, quite often actually what they're doing is coating your hair, which is why it looks so shiny and actually a bit lank, because my hair is so fine and also completely dead straight. I feel like my hair got way wavier and prettier and had a lot more life to it after I used this, and it felt lighter, but it felt healthy and less dry, but it wasn't like slippery like a seal's bun. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm really painting quite the picture of these, but yes, they absolutely do work, and I'm just really loving looking after this hair at the moment, even though I can only wear it in a bun right now because it's hotter than the sun. Because it's so hot and humid here right now, I can't even have one hair touching me on my body. I can't have it. It's going to have to be a bun for the foreseeable future, so I can't apologise enough, really. And last but not least, for the joys of July. The joys of July. Oh, can you tell my daughter's been doing alliteration in school? This fragrance from Xerjoff this month. This is Xerjoff's latest fragrance, Decas. Again, something I talked about in my haul video. I mean, this pack looks like it's an elephant. Is it just me that sees that? So this box is just incredible. Like the most luxurious packaging I've ever seen in my life. This leather box with this felt covering, like you tuck it in, kiss it goodnight when you're ready to put it to bed for the evening. This bottle is just a piece of art, but the fragrance inside is my absolute, maybe my favourite of all time. It's my new signature. It's all I'm going to be wearing all summer long. It's hard because my son likes to pick my fragrance out every morning. He comes into my bedroom, he goes over to my perfume area, and he likes to choose my perfume, and he brings me over my perfume for the day, and it's like his little job. And now every day I'm like, oh, I want that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. And then he picks a different one. I have to pretend to spray it on, and then later I go and get this one. Don't tell him. It's just gorgeous. I like a lot of very spicy, sexy, rich, warm, sensuous perfumes. I like a lot of tobacco in my perfumes. I like notes that are boozy. That's kind of my jam. I like those masculine notes as well, or like typically masculine, because who's to say what they are, or stereotypically masculine. Actually, I enjoy fragrances that are unisex because I just really don't feel like fragrance has a gender and we should be able to smell however we like. And typically the fragrances I like are male or certainly unisex, and I am actually a female, so I don't know that I buy into that whole thing. But I love that Xerjoff just says that his fragrances are just unisex, because that's me. I don't like to be told. I don't like to be told what to do, and definitely not how to smell. So yeah, this one for me, it's like it has all the best of those notes that I love, but it's summer, hot weather, warm weather friendly. It's not too much when the sun is out, is what I'm saying to you. A lot of my fragrances that I really love that fall into this same kind of category are not very friendly for daytime in summer, because they just become too much, too sweet, too heady, too overpowering. Not this one. This is just it for me. And it's also gorgeous in cooler weather and in the evenings. Just very, very versatile. Absolute obsession for me. So happy with it. I've just been obsessed. And now for a couple of fails. Let's start off with this Chanel cream bronzer. I'm going to call it a fail because it is one. Okay, it's that simple really. Don't overcomplicate things. We're busy. It's okay. It's not horrific. If we were going to wait 10 years for a second shade, I feel like we probably could have gone a little deeper than this one. I still feel like, given that I can use this and it's not much too dark, it's just my shade, we definitely could have done a lot better. I've heard more are coming, but yeah, I just feel like we've waited years for a second shade, and then that's your first problem. The main issue I have with this is the formula. I know everyone knows that it's been reformulated, and the original shade has also been reformulated, and it's much worse than the original, which is like not a good way to go, but okay, that's happened. The issue with this formula, for me at least, is it just disappears. I'm there for about 68 years, adding and building for it still to be like pretty sheer, and my arm's tired and I just can't be bothered with it. So yeah, that's the short version. Okay, I mean, there's not really a long version. It's pretty simple. I didn't like it. It doesn't really show up. Okay, and next one, not a terrible product, but just not that great either. This is the Fenty Heat Gloss. Now, I don't find this really super plumping. I don't know that I notice a difference to my lips after using this. It's supposed to be like an extreme plumping gloss. I don't think it is plumping my lips especially, but also it burns my lips. I don't like the sensation. It's a bit much, especially when actually nothing's really happening. So it's just, you know, burning for no point, no reason, no benefit. So that's silly. But also, I wish it had more pigment. It's just kind of like pretty sheer of a gloss, like a wash of a gloss. If it had a lot more pigment and it was a bit more opaque on the lips, then at least I'd have something to show for the burning, you know. But essentially it's a pretty clear, just looks like my lips are more shiny whilst my lips are burning and dying inside, and that's really all I can say about that. I don't know if that's what they were going for. Wouldn't have thought so. So there you have it. Those are all my favourites and fails for the month of July. Please let me know what yours were, what you've been loving and hating in the month of July in the comment section down below. I would love to know. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'd love to see you in the next one. Otherwise, take care for now. Bye.